Hello Year 8 and welcome to lesson 10 of the summer term. I hope you had a lovely bank holiday, and here is your title for the next series of lessons, Destination Senegal. And before you start the lesson, please can you get the following equipment together? You will need the exercise book that the school gave you, a pen and a ruler, your knowledge organiser for Module 5 on class charts, open in a window, and also wordreference.com on class charts, open in a window to look up any vocabulary you're not sure of. Please pause to do that now. Good job. Okay. Please can you email me with any questions you have or with a photo of your work to get an achievement point for great home learning, and here's my email address. Thank you to all of those who've been sending in your work. It's really fantastic to see what progress you're making. So please continue to do that. Please also, if you're not nominated for a particular lesson, please still send in your work. I'd love to see it and give you feedback on that. I just love to hear from you. Okay, press pause if you need to, or let's continue to the lesson. So please write down your date, mardi 12 mai, Tuesday the 12th of May, and the title, Je suis allé au Sénégal, I went to Senegal. And make sure they're both underlined, please. Then write down your objective, l'objectif, to practice reading skills and understand the text about a holiday in the past tense. So press pause if you needed the time to do that neatly now in your book. Excellent. Let's move on to the do now activity then. For your do now activity, it should take about 8 minutes. I would like you to match up the questions in French and in English, writing both out in full in your book. Okay, so write out the French, which is numbered, with the correct English next to it. If you find that you can do that really quickly, there is an extension which is to identify which tense each of these questions is in. So if it's in the present tense, you write PR next to the translated sentence, or if it's in the past tense, you just write the letter P. So press pause to complete the activity now. And now it's time to check your work. Numéro 1. Où as-tu passé tes vacances? Where did you spend your holidays? 2. Avec qui as-tu passé tes vacances? Who did you spend your holidays with? 3. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait comme activité? What kinds of activities did you do? 4. Avez-vous fait des excursions? Did you do any excursions or trips? 5. Qu'est-ce que tu penses du Sénégal? What do you think of Senegal? Excellent. Now, so you'll notice that we've used the question words that you've been using this half term to discuss holidays. Où, where? Avec qui, with who? Qu'est-ce que, what? Okay, and two different types of asking a question. We have the example of inversion here, where you put the verb in front of the person or subject pronoun. Okay, so we switch them around. So we put the verb first and then the pronoun afterwards. And then we've used qu'est-ce que, which is a question word, to ask a question as well. Now let's have a quick look at the tenses. Où as-tu passé tes vacances? Past tense. Where did you spend your holidays? Avec qui as-tu passé tes vacances? Who did you spend your holidays with? Is the past tense as well. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait comme activité? What kind of activities did you do? Is the past tense as well. Avez-vous fait des excursions? Did you do any excursions? Past tense. But then number 5, qu'est-ce que tu penses du Sénégal? What do you think of Senegal? Is the present tense. Now, opinions that we have are always in the present tense because they're what we usually think, what we normally think, what we're still thinking right now. So they have to be in the present tense. Okay, I'm going to pass you on to Mrs. Turner now, so pause if you need to check that work. Please remember to look at the penultimate slide for the nominations for today's work. I would love to see that from you. Okay, merci, au revoir.
Today we're going to be reading a text about someone who has gone on holiday to Senegal. So I thought it was quite important that you actually know where that is. As you can see, we've got a map of Africa here on screen. And I've shown you exactly where in West Africa Senegal is. There, just that little pink country there. Au Sénégal, on parle français. In Senegal, people speak French. This is the case for many countries in North and West Africa. You can find out more about that yourselves, or perhaps later in the year at school. Activité 1. Listen and read the text at the same time. You can pause the video whenever you need to, or rewind the video to listen to parts of the text again.
Unité 4. Destination Sénégal. Page 84. Exercice 1. Écoute et lis.
Adrien Store, 14 ans, a de la chance. Sa mère a gagné notre concours du mois de juin. Son prix 15 jours au Sénégal pour 2 personnes. Adrien et sa mère sont partis de l'aéroport Charles de Gaulle à Paris le 15 juillet et ils sont arrivés à Dakar, capitale du Sénégal, 7 heures plus tard. L'hôtel Silhouette de la mer était très luxueux. Les chambres étaient toutes dans des bungalows à l'architecture respectant le style local et avec accès direct à la plage. Et quelle plage! Du sable fin s'étendant sur plus de 3 kilomètres. Madame Store a lu tranquillement des livres sous un parasol sur la terrasse. Par contre, Adrien a profité de toutes les activités. Il a fait de la planche à voile, du ski nautique, du tir à l'arc et même du banana riding. Il a aussi joué au tennis de table, au golf et au volley-ball. Pendant la 2e semaine, ils ont voyagé au parc national de Djoudj pour voir les nombreuses espèces d'oiseaux. Pélicans, hérons, flamands qui y habitent. C'était magnifique. Adrien pense que le Sénégal est vraiment incroyable. Il fait des économies maintenant pour y retourner un jour. On ne sait jamais.
Activité 2. For each paragraph, 1 to 5, choose a suitable heading from the list provided, A to E. You need only note the number and letter into your book. So that you have time to reread the text and match up the paragraphs and headings, pause the video now. Bon travail. Now check your work and mark it out of 5. 1. B. 2. D. 3. E. 4. C. 5. A. The first paragraph is generally about why Adrien and his mum went to Senegal on holiday. The second paragraph generally refers to the hotel where they stayed. The third paragraph overall talks about the activities that they did at the hotel. Fourth paragraph describes an excursion that they went on. And the fifth paragraph gives Adrien's overall opinion of Senegal. Activité 3. Translate this paragraph into English. You should write the English out in your book carefully. You may use wordreference.com or a dictionary for the words that you need. Remember that afterwards you should reread through what you've written and check that it does make sense and sound normal in English. You have about 10 minutes. Pause the video now. Bien. Right, let's check your work. Adrien Storr, 14 years old, is lucky. Il a de la chance. He is lucky. His mum won our competition in June. Her prize? A fortnight in Senegal for 2 people. If you need a bit more time to check your translation, pause the video now. Activité 4. Read the paragraph shown on screen. Reorder the English sentences provided, so that's A to G, so that they match the order of the French paragraph. You have about 10 minutes. Pause the video now. Check your work and mark it out of 7. You should have had the first sentence being sentence D. Adrien and his mum left the airport in Paris on the 15th of July. The second one was C. They arrived in Dakar 7 hours later. Next, G. The hotel was very luxurious. B. The bedrooms were all in bungalows that had been built in keeping with the local style of architecture. E. And with direct access to the beach. A. And what a beach. F. Fine sand stretching for more than 3 kilometers. So your order should have been D, C, G, B, E, A, F. Still keeping with the same extract of the text, you're going to find 3 items of vocabulary and write them down in your books. So that's bedrooms, beach, and sand. They're all in that paragraph somewhere. Find them and note them down in your book. Pause the video to do that now. Okay, well done. Let's just quickly check that you got the right ones. Bedrooms, les chambres. Beach, la plage. Sand, le sable, which comes up as du sable in the text. I'm sure you'll agree those are quite key holiday items of vocabulary. Activité 5. Find all examples of the passé composé, so that's the past tense, and list them in your book. I've done one for you here. Madame Storr a lu. Madame Storr a lu. Madame Storr read. There are 3 more for you to find. When you've found the French, put it in your grid and then translate into English. Remember, all examples of the passé composé will have 3 parts. The person, Madame Storr, the auxiliary verb, a, and the past participle, lu. Right, over to you. Find 3 more. Pause the video now. Bon travail. Let's check your work. Mark it out of 6, so that's 1 mark for each of the French verbs and 1 mark for each of the correct English translations. Off we go. So that was mine. Madame Storr a lu. You should have had Adrien a profité, and maybe you'd have included the word de, which means Adrien took advantage of, or Adrien made the most of. Next one, il a fait, he did. And lastly, il a joué. The word aussi here is not part of the verb, it just means also. So he also played. You should have filled in your grid with he played. Take a moment to do any corrections that you need to by pausing the video now. Activité 6. Answer the questions in full sentences in English. Your answers must be based purely on the paragraph shown. You have 5 minutes. Pause the video now. Right, let's see how much you understood. Check your work, marking it out of 4. Number 1. They went in the second week of their holiday. So you see in the text here, pendant la deuxième semaine, during the second week. That's worth 1 mark. 2. They saw many species, les nombreuses espèces, that's worth 1 mark, d'oiseaux, of bird, that's your second mark. You could also have 2 marks if you wrote down the types of birds. Pélican, pelicans, héron, herons, flamand, flamingos. Number 3, his overall opinion was very positive. C'était magnifique. It was amazing, excellent, wonderful, magnificent, outstanding, or any other extremely positive adjective would give you 1 mark. And lastly, what I'd like you to do is summarise in English the sentence that I've highlighted in yellow. You might want to use a dictionary or wordreference.com to help you with this because it's not a literal translation. Pause the video now. Well done. Let's see how you did. Il fait des économies maintenant pour y retourner un jour. Right, there are various components to this sentence. So, il fait, that tells us that this sentence is now in the present tense. Des économies, that looks like a word in English. Maintenant, now. Pour y retourner un jour. We've learnt recently that y means there in French. So you should have had something like, now, maintenant, he is saving up, il fait des économies, he's saving up, to return or to go back, retourner, there, y, one day, un jour. Now he is saving up to go back there one day. So Adrien has a very positive opinion of his trip to Senegal because he would like to return there one day.
Excellent work again, Year 8. Now today I'd like to nominate the following students to send me a copy of their work in. So Mia, Finlay, Leon, Isabel, Harry and Zach. Okay, that would be fantastic. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Merci, au revoir.
Well done, Year 8. You've really persevered with reading a very long and unfamiliar text in French. I'm really impressed if you've made it to the end of the lesson. If you've got any time left, spend it learning the section highlighted on your knowledge organiser. That's section 9 of the vocabulary sheet today. You've worked really hard. Well done. Enjoy your bank holiday and see you next week. Bye-bye.